Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. Welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN, a virtual private network that allows you to browse the internet anonymously. So the way it works is your connection gets rerouted through one of over 3,000 different servers, hiding your IP address. So I think using a VPN is important for a couple reasons. Number one, security, particularly when I'm in a public place and I'm using public Wi-Fi. I know that my passwords are secure. So the other reason why I like using a VPN is for privacy. An internet service provider can see all of the sites that you have visited and your data, and using a VPN, you can circumnavigate that. So ExpressVPN is really easy to use, and I have it installed on multiple devices, including all of my computers and my phone. So click the link down below or go to expressvpn.com/emmymade to see how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN free. Big thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Today, I'm going to be tasting these. And these are emergency canned rations made by Yoshinoya. Now, Yoshinoya is a huge fast food restaurant chain in Japan that's hugely popular, and they're probably best known for their gyudon, which is a bowl of hot rice topped with thinly sliced beef that's been cooked in a sweet, oniony, soy saucy sauce. Absolutely delicious, comforting, relatively inexpensive, and just delicious. So when I was researching this, I didn't realize that Yoshinoya has been around for a long time, since 1899. It became a restaurant chain in the 1950s, and you can even go to a Yoshinoya here in the US. I actually haven't been to a Yoshinoya since I've left Japan, but it was good eats, and I'm excited to be tasting these. And these are specifically made as emergency rations. As you probably know, Japan is an earthquake-prone area, and so there is a whole line of food that come all in cans just for disaster preparation. So I can't wait to taste these. These are absolutely beautiful. I actually got these with the help of Paul from Critical Eats Japan. Paul, thank you so much for being my Japanese hookup. I got one of each flavor. They retail for $45 US, but along with shipping and tax, it works out to be more like $65. So about a little over $10 a can for each one of these. So as I mentioned, the most popular flavor is the gyudon, which is the beef. But this is another beef version, and this is the Yakiniku. This one here is the Yakitori, which is the chicken flavor. I love the coloring of these cans. Isn't this just lovely? It's like a little rainbow of canned rations. Love this. The yellow one here is the Butoden. This is the pork. This is another pork version, but this is pork and ginger, buta and shoga. And this one I'm excited about. This is saba. This is mackerel. So this is the fish one. So these are all pre-cooked, ready to eat. You don't even have to heat them up. And the rice that's in here is a little bit special too. It's a brown rice called kinoibuku, and it's supposed to be more nutritious. So again, we're thinking about emergency situations here, post-apocalypse. We want something that's going to be delicious and nutritious. Love this. I can't wait to taste this. And we've got a bunch of variety here. I love that. So I'm just going to eat these straight out of the can. They're made to be eaten that way. You don't need to heat them up. In emergency situation, post-apocalypse, you may not have access to things to warm them up. So they're ready to eat as they are. I'm not sure about the shelf life. Oh, on the back here, we have the shelf life, and it looks like the shelf life is of about 3 years. Alrighty, so here we have gyudon. Crack this open. And there it is. It smells kind of tinny, but not bad. So it doesn't look all that appetizing. We've got the meat right here on top. Hear that sound? I love that sound. So right here we have the meat on top, and then below it we have the brown rice. Typically cold rice is terrible. It gets really hard and starchy. It's just no good. You really have to warm it up to get it nice and soft. But based on the sound of this and the feel, this rice is very soft. This has been engineered with a lot of consideration. Itadakimasu. Oh, that's so good. The rice has a little bit of a bite to it, very typical of brown rice, but very tender, super well seasoned. The flavors of both the beef and the sauce can permeate everything. It's fully incorporated in the rice. And I like the texture of the rice. It's almost like a risotto. It's slightly creamy and flavorful, but there is a slight bite to the rice, kind of what you would imagine brown rice would have. That nice little kind of bite to it, so it's not completely like mushy. It's delicious. In terms of the distribution of the flavors and the incorporation of meat and rice together, it reminds me a little bit of zhongzi or jiang, those Chinese rice dumplings that are wrapped in bamboo leaves. It reminds me of that. The texture is a little bit different. It's not as chewy or bouncy, but in terms of that combination of meat and cooked rice together, it reminds me of that a bit. Now let's try the Yakiniku, which is another beef canned ration. Oh, this one actually looks pretty similar to the gyudon. It smells a little bit different though. It smells a little bit more soy sauce based and a little more smoked. This one too has rice on the bottom. This one looks like it has a slightly darker color to it. Alrighty, here we go. Yakiniku. Ooh, I like that one too. I think I might like that actually a little bit better than the gyudon. That has a little bit of sesame oil in there, and the soy sauce flavor is more pronounced. And there's that same risotto style brown rice on the bottom, but this time it's seasoned with the yakiniku sauce. Boy, I'm just eating canned rations for my lunch today. Alrighty, so those are the beef bowls. Next, we're gonna try the yakitori, which is the chicken. Oh, look how stinking cute that one is. So it actually has little pieces of chicken on top. Rather than being sliced, these are little pieces, which makes a lot of sense because yakitori is made from little chicken pieces that are skewered and then barbecued over coals. Absolutely delicious, and it looks like there's even a little bit of skin there as well. This one smells good as well. A little bit different, which is not surprising because this is chicken rather than beef, but this one doesn't smell as tinned as the first one. The gyudon smelled the most tinny, although when I tasted it, it didn't taste tinned or overly processed, which I find amazing because that's, I feel like, the one drawback with canned food is that you always can taste the kind of metallic nature of it, but not in this case. The same kind of slightly sticky rice. The color of this rice looks a little bit more yellow, and I like that you can see the individual grains even with this really soft texture. Oh, that one is good as well. The rice, again, is super delicious and flavorful, just full of the sauce flavor. The texture of this one is really fun because the pieces of meat are larger. You have a little bit more of a substantial bite. The flavors are equally good, slightly sweet, again, soy sauce. The texture of the chicken is slightly dry though. Let me try this. I think that is a piece of chicken skin. Ha 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 ha. I feel like in this one you can taste a little bit of the mirin, which is a little bit of rice wine in there. A little bit of rice wine, a little bit of soy sauce, chicken flavors. Delicious. Next, let's try the yellow tin, and this is the Butoden. This is the pork. This too, I think, is going to be thinly sliced, similar to the gyudon and the yakiniku. Indeed, it is. Slightly lighter in color than the beef version. This one actually smells more like chicken to me. Interesting. Then we have the rice below, which looks to be the lightest in color of all the ones we've had so far. Oh, yes. And there's plenty of meat. I like the generous portions of the protein. All right, let's give this a taste. That one actually tastes pretty similar to the gyudon. The meat has a slightly different flavor, but lighter on the soy sauce, nicely seasoned, not overly salty. The rice has that same kind of creamy with a slight bite to it. Next, we have another pork version, and this is pork with shoga, which is ginger. Open that one up. Ooh. So this one looks a little bit more like the beef, slightly darker in color. And the rice, ooh, I can smell the ginger. Oh yeah, very clear smell of ginger. It smells great. So here's the rice down below, and the rice looks to be a little bit more similar in color to the chicken rice. All right, so this is pork and ginger. Oh yeah. Very, very strong flavor of ginger in there. Slightly lemony, got a little bit of a kick. Not a spicy kick, but definitely pronounced. I think you would know this blindfolded that the flavor in here is ginger. Yeah, I would even venture to say that this is even more gingery than porky. This one I think would take a little bit of getting used to for me. I like a bit of ginger, but not so much ginger. And the last tin, the blue tin, we have saba, which is mackerel. Very popular fish. Small size, oily, fatty fish that's absolutely delicious. It's oftentimes grilled. You have it for breakfast with a bowl of rice. So stinking good. And that's what's in here. This is the salted mackerel. Look at that! That one actually looks really delicious. Do you see the pieces of saba on top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of saba. And there's the rice. The rice in this one looks to be the lightest in color. You can actually see the grains really well in this donburi. Look at that. Oh, that one's good too. For this one though, I think you really have to like fish and strongly flavored fish. It does have a very strong oily fish flavor to it, which I happen to really like, but I know that some other people might find it fishy. But if you love saba, which has that great oily fishy flavor to it, then you will love this. The combination of that fish along with that very well-cooked rice that is seasoned and lighter in flavor. This doesn't have any soy sauce in it, it's just lighter, so you can really taste the fish. It's just a really great, delicious combination. Alrighty, so there you have it, the post-apocalyptic donburi Yoshinoya style. Absolutely delicious. I was totally impressed by how well they tasted, and the texture of the rice and the flavor of the rice was excellent. So if you can get your mitts on them, I would say try them. If not, stock a couple in your pantry for that time where you may need one. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching, and big thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Click the link down below or head over to expressvpn.com/emmymade to see how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN free. Thanks again for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Check out the post-apocalyptic playlist. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!